Corey Close, Lynn Roberts, very good friends. A lot of respect for each other and their program. Should be a fun one tonight. Here we go from Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles, California. Here's Osborne over the corner. Catch, fire, and hit for London Jones. That is a huge start for UCLA.
Yeah, the play drawn up for London Jones. Get the baseline dribble penetration, the hammer screen on the backside. Corey Close told us when she gets going early, just provides moxie to her team.
Swooping through, Wilkie's shot won't go. It squirts across a few players. Rice ends up with it for UCLA. Lob inside, Betts just has so much size and able to finish. Kennedy McQueen was trying to hang with her, but that is a 9-inch difference.
And you will see Alyssa Peely setting screens on the perimeter, trying to get the switch like she got, just get Lauren Betts out of the paint so she cannot block shots.
Turnover there from Utah, and a good start here for UCLA. One of the things that Lynn Roberts emphasized to us is just how hard it is to win in this building. We welcome all of you on ESPN. Just watch the NHL Go final here in LA. UCLA off to a terrific start. A 9-0 run in the first 95 seconds of this game. And Utah needs to use an early timeout. You couldn't ask for a better start if you're UCLA, as we welcome you courtside. Ryan Ruocco alongside the Hall of Famer, Rebecca Lobo. Well, UCLA certainly has a lot of talent, but at the center of everything is Lauren Betts, and we have already seen her make a huge impact here tonight.
We've already seen how important she is to UCLA on both ends of the floor, and on the offensive end, they have been able to go to her early here. She leads the nation in field goal percentage at 67%. She is so big and so strong and able to finish inside. And how did UCLA start the game? With a 3, and then they started going to their big girl. You just throw it up where only she can catch it. She's efficient with it, faces the bucket. Just a little spin move. There's nothing you can do defending her when you're 6'2", and she is 6'7". A great start for Betts in UCLA.
And meanwhile, for Utah, 1 point away from 2,000 career points. Alyssa Peely has not gotten a look yet, but she's one of the more unique forces in college basketball.
Yeah, she's listed, I think, at 6 feet tall. But
6'2".
She's listed at, well, she's not 6'2". She's about 5'11", and what makes her so unique is her ability to score around and over players who are much taller than she. She also has range out to the three-point line where she shoots 40% from there, but she is big and strong, can get by defenders, shoot over defenders, just has a knack for scoring, even going against players where it looked like she shouldn't be able to get her shot off.
What else to hone in on tonight? Let's send things over to another Hall of Famer, Holly Rowe.
Well, we've already seen UCLA drop the first play of the game for London Jones. She is a dynamic guard, and she's got a tough matchup tonight. Two of the best guards in the country who are undersized. Ines Vieira of Utah, who can be a defensive problem for her. 7 assists and 16 points in her last game in an upset win over Colorado. And for London, Sunday against Oregon, 15 points and 4 steals. These two will be guarding each other much of the night. We've already seen a steal. We've already seen a 3. This is going to be a must-watch battle because they are undersized, but two of the fastest players end-to-end, and a lot of fun to watch.
And, you know, we're talking about big players and small players, and one of the things that Corey Close told us was so important for her team was them to have a great balance of where they're scoring and shots are coming from now that they've reintegrated Lauren Betts into the mix, and start the game with a 3 and then go into the paint. It's a really good balance so far for UCLA.
Meanwhile, Utah trying to get something going. They've had a couple of turnovers, nearly another one here. Vieta trapped underneath, and a 3-second violation is called. Another Utah turnover, their third already, and you know Lynn Roberts not going to be delighted by that.
And just really good defense by UCLA as well. They've been swarming. They've done a really good job of disrupting what Utah wants to do on the offensive end.
That was one of the things Corey Close brought up with Lauren Betts coming back, just what it has done for them defensively. It also creates open looks like that. Another three for London Jones, and a 12-0 beginning for UCLA. McQueen, not much doing. Finds Peely cutting through. 2,000 career points for Alyssa Peely. Just the fourth active Pac-12 player to reach 2,000 career points. And those the first points of the game for Utah. Catch, fire, no. For Dugalich, but another chance here for UCLA. Osborne connects on a three.
And right now, UCLA not only out-executing Utah, but out-hustling them as well. Great offensive board by Osborne.
And this is an incredible rebounding team that you do not want to give second chance opportunities to if you can, if you're Utah. So difficult against UCLA as McQueen scoops it in on the drive.
Yeah, really nice job that time reading the defense. Once again, as Utah and Peely try to involve Betts into perimeter screens, get her out of the paint. Well, Corey Close was talking to us about how well Betts moves laterally when she does end up on as a perimeter defender.
Rice able to finish plus the foul. And a chance for three for Kiki Rice.
We're going to take a look at the first offensive set for UCLA of this game. And oftentimes you see these backside hammer screens at the end of a game when a team needs a three. You see it right there, screen set. London Jones relocates to that left corner, just beautifully executed by UCLA.
Well, first quarter telly, huh?
I know, but I didn't get to do it. They did it all in the truck.
That just shows you how great our truck is.
That is true. But let me draw. You gave me the crayons, let me draw.
Here's Peely, an 18-4 lead for UCLA. Peely able to flip it up wildly, could not finish it. Dugalich the rebound. Here comes Rice. Corey Close talked about how important it is to have an attacking Kiki Rice. Here's Betts. Double doesn't come. Betts says, all right, let me eat. Can't toss it in. Rebound ends up in the lap of Johnson for Utah. Oh, beautiful down court feed. Vieta to McQueen for the bucket and the foul.
And Utah is going to need to find more ways to get stops and get out in transition because UCLA's quarter court defense has been so good. And here, able to beat it down the floor and the opportunity for the and one. Probably the most overused phrase in all of basketball.
What's that?
And one! I don't think she yelled it on that one.
Overused by
all
players.
By all the players
Yeah.
on the floor. And when they miss, it's like, no, there wasn't an and there. You didn't make the two. It's a pet peeve of mine.
I understand. I think so. Vieta, wow. That was wild, but effective. Ines Vieta flips it in across her body. So Utah with a productive trip. Iwala into the game for UCLA as Osborne misses that one badly. Peely the rebound. Utah trying to steady things a bit here. Peely, the attack, and gets denied inside by Betts. Osborne running Jaquez, can't spin it in transition. Gabriela Jaquez just into the game off the bench. Vieta has it poked away, another turnover, Rice on the steal. Rice trying to beat Johnson to the bucket, she cannot finish. Iwala keeps it alive, out to Osborne, thought about firing but won't. Inside, Betts able to finish off a beautiful look.
It ended up on Betts, and Betts was just looking at her guard like, look
Please?
here,
Yeah.
just feed me.
I mean, 6'7". Betts is just such a unique force.
What a start on both ends she has had in this game.
Johnson, no. Iwala the stop. UCLA's been so good defensively out of the gates here. Osborne fires away. Back iron, no. Iwala the offensive rebound and flips it in. A whistle underneath after the bucket, as it looked like Johnson took a shot.
Janet Johnson, such an important player for on both ends for Utah. She has the defensive assignment on Lauren Betts in this game. Oh, right on, she gets hit right on the right side of the head.
On the elbow, from the elbow of Iwala. But you could see, I mean, Iwala came in instantly, such an impact on the glass as the UCLA team. First in defensive rebounding percentage, third in offensive. And for Utah right now, they just hope that Jenna Johnson is okay as she gets attention on the floor, with Coach Lynn Roberts actually providing some of the aid. We're going to step aside for a moment and be back. She's up on her feet, just walked to the bench, holding a towel against her right head where it looks like she had a pretty sizable gash. And that coming after an inadvertent elbow from Iwala on the rebound. The officials were taking a look in the aftermath of this. We'll get an explanation right now.
The officials said it was incidental contact, and that's what it was. Iwala went up to get the rebound, and when she came down, Johnson was just kind of underneath her. So it goes up for the board, as does Johnson, and when the arm just comes down, obviously it's a lot of contact, but it's not anything that's unnecessary or...
Well, and now, first of all, you hope that Johnson is okay.
Yes.
And Utah has to navigate this game now without Jenna Johnson, who is such a ridiculously tough player. We watched her earlier this year take 5 charges in a game against South Carolina. She also was the player who was going to be tasked mostly with guarding Betts.
Yes.
Obviously does not have the size to keep up with Betts, but has the grit. And Samantha Crisp will come into the game now for Johnson. Deja Young in off the bench as well for Utah. Here's McQueen. And a whistle underneath against Osborne, trying to hang with Crisp. That'll be number 2 on Charisma Osborne.
And you see both Lauren Betts and Alyssa Peely are both out of the game now, and that's kind of by design for Lynn Roberts. She takes Peely out whenever Betts comes out.
Osborne will check out as well with that second foul. Here's McQueen. McQueen kicks it into the backcourt. Loose ball. Who's going to end up with it? It is going to be Utah who has it. 8 to shoot, and now we have a held ball, and the possession arrow belongs to Utah. A Sunday at 11 a.m. on ESPN. The College Game Day crew will be in Blacksburg to promote the ACC matchup between UNC and number 8 Virginia Tech. Then at 2 Eastern on ACC Network, it's the Hokies and the Tar Heels. College Game Day covered by State Farm at 11 a.m. on ESPN, and UNC Virginia Tech at 2 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. How about Virginia Tech? Since January 21st, 9-0. And Georgia Amore, Liz Kitley looking like that duo that marched them to the Final Four a season ago.
North Carolina beating NC State tonight by 10.
It's incredible the parity we have as McQueen can't finish. I mean, South Carolina has obviously separated themselves from everybody else throughout this season, but then you could go, what, 2 through 20 and feel like anybody can beat anybody?
Yes.
Well, you see Johnson still getting attention over there, having pressure put on that wound after the inadvertent elbow from Iwala. Holly, got a little update for us?
Yeah, I can confirm she's got a pretty good cut on her head there. You could see quite a bit of blood on her uniform, on the back of her leg, and on her hands as she went over there. They're continuing to evaluate this right now. I'll try to find out if it's something they're going to have to do stitches on. But definitely you can see there a lot of blood coming from that head injury for Jenna Johnson.
Wow, Holly, you are right. I mean, we could see it on the towel right there. That is certainly not what you want to see. And hopefully Jenna is okay. Deja Young picks up her first foul here as Dugalich hits the free throw. And when these teams met in late January and the game went to overtime, it was Utah at the free throw line that made the difference in OT. They went 15 for 16 from the line in overtime. Here's Jones, had it swiped by Young, and it's going to stay here with UCLA. Good hands by Young, just getting in there. And I think, oh, well, maybe last hit the right foot of Wilkie. More pressure here. Vieta comes up with a steal. Here's Vieta. Wilkie looking to find an angle. Betts able to hang with her beautifully. The guard could not shake 6'7" Betts. Here's Peely. Uses her body to create just enough space to finish.
One of the things that Corey Close said was so important for them today was to not give up too many threes, not even makes, but looks. Utah has not attempted a three-point shot yet. They have not gotten looks from the perimeter.
Wow. I wanted them to take less than 15 three-point attempts, which in the first meeting between these teams, Utah shot 13 for 28 from three. Here's Vieta, pushed it ahead, flings it out. There you go, there's the first. And that one is good. The Queen knocks it down. But yeah, Rebecca, I mean, this is a Utah team that takes the second most threes in the country.
And they get a lot of them by dribble penetration and then kicking back out. And UCLA staying home on the dribble penetration.
That's a travel from Dugalich. Second turnover for UCLA. It's come over the last few possessions.
Just saving the basketball and kicking it out. And that's where Corey Close wants her perimeter players. Stay home, don't overhelp. Understand that dribble penetration is often not for a score, but to lead to a kick-out three.
Here's Peely. Wow,
Ooh,
what a look.
pass.
Yeah. Wow. Vieta able to finish a gorgeous dime from Melissa Peely, and a 7-0 run here from Utah.
Yeah, we didn't mention she can also do that.
Yeah. I think Michael Bopel had her number 8 on her latest mock draft. As that flip is good on the reverse from London Jones. Michael's mock draft, I think, just came out today, the updated one. Here's Peely, motoring inside, unable to finish around Betts, who has given Peely problems on the interior. One of the things Corey Close talked about as well, they do a pretty good job as a team historically of defending Peely.
And look at the difference in size between Peely and Betts.
Yeah. Five on the shot clock. Betts flings it out. Rice on the attack. That's going to be a charge. Kiki Rice whistled for the personal as the shot clock was about to expire, her first.
Betts did a nice job of assessing the situation when she got the ball and get it back out to Rice. Yeah, certainly good job drawing that charge.
5 seconds left in the quarter. Vieta accelerates and gets the whistle. Foul was on Jones, her first. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Wilkie unable to hit, and that will do it for the first. UCLA comes out scorching hot. Nice bounce back towards the end of the quarter from Utah. Holly will chat with Lynn Roberts when we come back. At UCLA, the Bruins a 25-15 lead at the start of the second quarter over Utah moments ago. Holly Rowe caught up with Utes head coach Lynn Roberts.
Well, Coach Lynn Roberts, you've already faced some adversity in this first quarter. Tell me the impact of losing Jenna Johnson right now.
Yeah, it's huge. She's kind of our glue player, our best defender. She's, I think, getting stitches right now in her head, so we'll see if she can come back. Hopefully she can. There's no one tougher than her, so if anyone can do it, she can. Hopefully she can, but if she can't, this has been a season of adversity. We just roll with it.
Alyssa Peely right now, she's trying to make her case in the paint, getting some shots blocked. How does she keep making progress there?
Well, I think we got to bring her out, let her get some shots outside. That's going to open it up for her to attack a little more. It's hard to go one-on-one against Betts. She's a great shot blocker, so bad start for us, but we're getting going a little bit, but we're in a little bit of hole, but there's plenty of time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, here is what happens sometimes when you do go right at Betts.
Yeah, and that's why they want to get her touches. Peely touches on the perimeter where she can look to get a three or also drive by the defenders.
You see the numbers for Peely reach the 2,000 point mark in that first quarter. It's interesting too, just hearing Coach Roberts talk about Jenna Johnson saying, she's getting stitches in her head. We'll see if she's able to come back. There are certain players who stitches in head mean not coming back. Jenna Johnson's a player who you're like, yeah, no, she still might come back and play in this game.
Crazy.
Well, nice job to tap it back, keep it alive for UCLA. Cameron Brown into the game. A deep three for Dugalic. Doesn't get the roll. Peely the rebound. Corey Close talked about Dugalic being the X factor for UCLA, needing her to provide a little post presence. Here's White, guarded by Betts.
It's remarkable that UCLA can switch every screen 1 through 5, and that 5 is a 6-7 player.
Yeah.
And that's what you saw in that possession. I thought Utah would have been good to try to get it back to Peely, where she finally had a smaller defender on her.
6th turnover for Utah. Brown directing traffic. Oh, Betts nearly lost her footing and eventually tossed it out of bounds. Hey, on Saturday, men's basketball takes over ESPN. UNC UVA, Texas, Kansas, Texas A&M, Tennessee. Men's college basketball at 4, 6, and 8 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
They don't usually put exclamation marks on your promos.
Yeah. Well,
it's on that one.
It was.
And you
try and get excited.
Nailed it.
Maybe it's because this morning I watched the Sue's Places involving Kansas. As Peely lays it in.
Well, who wasn't on Peely? Exclamation mark.
Lauren Betts.
That's right.
Exclamation mark. All right,
wow.
Gets denied inside by Deja Young.
Talk about exclamation mark right there. Beautiful block.
Vieta moves so fast. It seems like she's always on the verge of tripping. Here's Vieta in the corner. Whirling around. Vieta looking to shake free. Kicks it out. Young's three. Won't go. Peely the offensive rebound. Doubled inside and denied by Brown. Down the other end. Hotchkiss able to finish with the left hand. Gabriela Jaquez, the sister of Jaime Jaquez, has had a really nice rookie season for the Miami Heat after performing here at UCLA. Here's Young, And that is going to be a travel as Utah turns it over again. They're 7th.
Just speeding down the floor, UCLA, when they get the opportunities, and just a great left-hand finish there.
Ah, there they are. Jaime certainly will be on the all-rookie team this season. Before he hurt his groin, he was performing unbelievably well for the Miami Heat. Here's Osborne turning the corner and banking it in. Charisma Osborne makes it a 12-point game, and then Utah turns it over on the inbound. Their 8th turnover of the first half.
UCLA likes to move Lauren Betts around, and then that last possession caught the ball at the elbow. It was her assist, little pass off to Osborne as she was driving down the right side. I mean, you see how important Betts is every time down the floor offensively, and how she is involved for her team, and why when she missed those 4 games, they were only able to go 2-2.
Bounce pass out of bounds as UCLA turns it over, their 5th. Now here is with and without Betts, 18-3 with, 2-2 without. Look at the point differential and the rebounding differential.
Yeah, just absolutely ridiculous. They shoot a lot better when she's in the game because she gets double and triple teams and then can find open teammates off that.
Healy, quick spin, stop, and outstanding footwork, and still Betts was able to hang. Betts wants it. McQueen was able to poke it. Let's send it over to Holly Rowe.
Well, you saw those stats about how UCLA has done without Lauren Betts in the lineup. And one of the good things that came from that time away is her teammates learned how to be more aggressive down the lane. Her guards had to drive and get more aggressive. They can now pair that with her post presence. And Corey Close said, if we can balance that moving forward in March, we're going to be a hard out with guards attacking, getting down the hill, and then Lauren Betts doing her thing in the post.
Yeah, Holly, as Betts picks up the foul there, and Peely will go to the line. Right, it was interesting hearing Coach Close talk about that, because she said that aggression, which was needed during that time when Lauren was out, is something that is great to develop, but now it's finding that balance of, okay, how do you use that aggression, and how do you also make sure you're using your 6-7 posts?
Well, that's the thing, is she's the one player that's different from every other player on her team. So when you take her out of the mix, you have to play differently.
Yeah.
And when we did a UCLA game earlier this year, Kiki Ray said, my job as the point guard is to make sure Lauren Betts gets a touch every time down. Well, when you no longer have that needs a touch player,
right,
you have to learn how to play differently.
UCLA, the 29-19 lead over Utah, 6:30 to go in the second quarter. See the numbers on the season for Betts. See our little score bug there? We pop up all kinds of interesting nuggets and factoids. So, you know, check it out every once in a while. Betts lays it in.
Great entry pass by Dougal H.
8 points now for Betts. 4 minutes into this second quarter, and UCLA has really completely controlled this first half. Another Utah turnover. This one, Lonnie White. That is the 10th turnover as the layup is good. Osborne in transition. A 14-point UCLA lead. Vieta can't hit the 3. Offensive board, Young. Another chance here for Utah. McQueen with Peely on the bench now for Utah. Oh, wow, this is just incredible. Now that is actually turnover number 10.
So how do you get your 6-7 player a touch? Well, you set the on-ball screen, and just simple. She comes across the lane, and just a beautifully delivered pass inside, or I should say the block-to-block screen. And you do that with a little, setting the screen for the big, so that if they switch, you have an even more of a mismatch.
Are you happy now?
I am. I got to use my crayons.
Yeah, you got to draw. I feel like I'm talking to Evie. My 2-year-old daughter. Jones can't hit the 3. Vieta blasting through and laying it in. There's that speed from Ines Vieta. 6 points now, 3 for 3 from the floor. But UCLA has been able to toggle between an 8 and a 14-point lead for most of this first quarter. Osborne, no. Peely the rebound. UCLA got out to a 12-0 start in this game. Ross fakes the three. Reese Ross will flip it out. McQueen looking for an angle. Nice little scoop layup there from McQueen, who also was very effective in the first meeting between these teams.
Yeah, really nice job by her to get that shot off because Betts had switched on to her.
McQueen had 21 points in that first meeting. She has 9 to lead the way for Utah so far in this first half. Osborne gets fouled by McQueen. That will be her first. Timeout on the floor, 10-point UCLA lead.
What does the dance to efficiency look like? Well, it starts with this. You get a block shot inside defensively, then easy pickings on the littles.
12 is having quite the curtain call in its final season of existence. The non-conference record, incredible. Juju Watkins, a total star, second in Division I in scoring, trailing only Caitlin Clark. Now about Cameron Brink, 3.5 blocks per game. Tara Vanderveer, now the winningest coach in Division I history. It is now time for tonight's Need to Know, brought to you by the USPS Ground Advantage. How about this, UCLA, their highest seed this season, second. Their best ever. Colorado, highest seed this season, third. Their best since 1995. USC was 6th, their best since 1994. And Washington State, 21st, their best since 1987. It's been a remarkable season for this conference, just loaded with quality teams up and down.
Yeah, when the AP poll comes out every Monday, you're like, how many teams does Pac-12 have in the top 10? How many do they have in the top 12? It's been so impressive all season long.
Let's send things over to Holly.
Listening into that last Utah huddle, Lynn Roberts told her team, you've got to be fearless out there. She wants them to be more aggressive. She said, let me worry about the officials. If I have to, I'll get a tech. But she wants her players going downhill, forcing the refs to make those calls, and looking right at Alyssa Peely, and she's like, you initiate that contact, make them make a decision.
Well, we'll see if they can also just stop turning the ball over, Holly. That is now 11 turnovers for Utah.
Yeah, they're shooting 48%, the same as UCLA, but they have 8 fewer field goal attempts because of those turnovers. And to Holly's point, it's a lot easier to feel comfortable attacking the rim when Lauren Betts is out of the game, like she is right now, when you don't have that elite rim protector inside.
Utah with more turnovers than field goals in this first half. Here's Jones, got off to a good start, hitting her first 2 attempts from 3. Dugalich putting it on the deck. The Oregon transfer, spinning, taking, and can't get the roll. Another offensive rebound from Iwala, but unable to finish. Here's Vieta. Quickly pedals into the paint. Peely, good position, couldn't finish it. Trying to take advantage of no bets, unable to. How about Utah? Just 3 attempts from 3 in this first half as Iwala gets dragged down. And it's going to be out of bounds to Utah. Hey, coming up, Jeep halftime report. Upsets in the ACC in Iowa Falls. And Caitlin Clark scoring chase. Big win for Indiana.
Is her chase ever going to be over?
I don't think so. I think she's taking it right to the W. Whenever she comes out.
Right.
McQueen did the best offense for Utah in this first half. And again, outstanding finish.
Yeah, she's played really, really well in this first half for Utah. Attacking the basket, finding ways to score around Betts.
Betts unable to finish. An opportunity here for Utah. They've cut it under 10 for the first time since it was 23-15 late in the first. Here's Peely. Peely flings it out. Ross thought about taking, will not. Vieta surveys. Vieta cups it up and off. Didn't get enough on it, as she did have an angle. Rice now, nobody picks her up. Rice unable to lay it in. Rebound secured by McQueen. It's incredible to see Utah this deep in a game with just 3 3-point attempts. Here's their fourth. Ross can't hit. Charisma Osborne the rebound. Dugalich leaking out and will serve it home.
Well, part of that too is Jenna Johnson. You know, she is one of their plus 40% three-point shooters. Takes a fair amount of them.
Here's Wilkie, unable to hit the three. Dugalich the rebound. Under a minute to go in this first half. Lob inside. Betts gets fouled. And Lauren Betts is going to shoot two. They mentioned the injury to Johnson with the stitches in this first half. You also, if you're Utah, you're without Izzy Palmer, who they've missed for a significant amount of time this season. And out for the year is Gianna Neepkins, who is the, no doubt about it, second best player on this Utah team behind Alyssa Peely.
Yeah, their best guard. She was averaging just under 18 points a game, shooting 63%, 54% from three before she suffered her injury.
Cameron Brown into the game. See the numbers for Betts this first half: 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. 12-point UCLA lead after Utah had just cut it to 8 and had a couple chances to cut it to 6. Here's McQueen. 11 points in this first half. Will fire, missed it right. So 3 threes over the last few possessions from Utah, but none of them accurate. And a 7-second difference game at shot clock here. Sidestepping three from Rice. Doesn't go. Rebound Betts. The putback is good. Lauren Betts with 12 and a half. Vieta dashing up the floor. Tosses to McQueen. She'll get it off. Back iron, no. And UCLA scores the final 6 points of the half. They have a 14-point lead at halftime.
Sometimes players are just too big, and even if they're getting boxed out, as Lauren Betts is here, reaches over, taps to herself, finishes. So effective and efficient here in the first half, 5 for 8 from the field.
Charisma Osborne, a little history in this first half is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Charisma, you became just the second Pac-12 guard in history to have over 1,000 points and 800 rebounds, joining Sabrina Ionesco. What does that mean to you today that you're making a little history out here tonight?
I didn't know that. Honestly, it means a lot. I think my teammates put me in good positions to score, and then rebounding. Coach Corey's always getting on me about rebounding, so I have a lot of pride in that.
You guys have set the tone defensively, really creating a lot of turnovers tonight. How have you led that cause?
Yeah, I think the coaches really emphasized defense for our team, and I feel like everyone stepped up in different ways, and we're really just executing the scouting report. And I'm really proud of my teammates. That's just been a big focus for us, and we've been doing exactly what the coaches have been asking us.
All right, thank you. Good history tonight. I like it.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, Charisma, Holly, 2,000 points, 800 rebounds, pretty good. Time to send things off to the studio. Dallin Cuff, Andrea Carter, get ready for tonight's halftime report. UCLA with the 14-point halftime edge. Santa Monica Pier, how about that? Started the third quarter in Los Angeles. UCLA, number 12 team in the nation, a 39-25 lead over number 18 Utah. As we welcome you back courtside. Hey again, everybody. Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. UCLA, they dominated this game from tip, literally. Got out to a 12-0 lead, and Lauren Betts at the center of all their success.
Yeah, Lauren Betts was impactful on both ends of the floor, and we know how efficient she is. She leads the nation in field goal percentage. And when she gets the basketball, she has been patient. She's 6'7", she's got a 6'2" defender on her in Jenna Johnson. She scores. A triple team comes, she makes the right decision, passes out, hockey assist. They get the one more to the corner for the open three, and then defensively, she had a block in that first half, but also just changed shots in the way players go and attack the basket. Too long, too tall, too big, too efficient.
And now for tonight's game track, brought to you by E-Trade. UCLA has not trailed. Utah took just 6 threes in that first half. And Alyssa Peely has had some trouble on the offensive end, although is closing in on a double-double as we send things over to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, we saw Jenna Johnson of Utah take that hard hit to the head in the first half, has been out ever since. I am told she will return and play in this game after getting stitches in the back. Although I can't confirm how many stitches she had, they did say the gash is about 2 inches big. It was pretty gnarly, I am told, but it will be a miracle if she comes out and plays. They do know she's pretty tough, and they need her out here tonight.
All right, Holly, we will see if she comes back on the floor. If there was a player who could, it would be Jenna Johnson. She does not start this second half, though. It's Deja Young who does instead. Here's McQueen. She was the best offense for Utah in the first half. Can't hit that three, and Vieta able to save it off of Dugalic, and it will stay with Utah. Here's Young, catch, fire, and hit from 3. A big 3 there for Deja Young. Just the second made 3 of the game for Utah. They average 11 made 3s per game. Second in Division I, only Montana averages more.
They attempt 29 per game on the season.
Yeah, so for them to have attempted just 6 in the first half gives you an idea of just how well Corey Close's defensive game plan was working. Young couldn't hang on in transition. Nice defensive stop from London Jones. Vieta then comes back with a steal the other way. Here's Wilkie. Shovels it to McQueen. Vieta has the switch on Betts. Peely has the one-on-one inside with Osborne and draws the foul as Utah finally got what they wanted there in the 2-player action with Vieta and Peely.
Yeah, nice job by Vieta too. She took a dribble inside and then pulled it out, understanding that she wanted to get the ball to Peely. Peely hasn't had many easy looks where she's had the size advantage inside, and they really need to get her going here.
Second foul on Kiki Rice. All right, Rebecca, for as much as it felt like UCLA completely dominated that first half, if you're Utah, you're looking at this game right now, you're a free throw away from being a single-digit deficit with a whole half in front of you.
And you did not get the looks that you wanted on the offensive end in terms of your threes. You're hopeful that Jenna Johnson might be able to return here in the second half.
Whistle underneath as London Jones hit the floor. Foul going to go against Utah. That'll be on Peely, her first. Dugalic to Rice. Betts looking to work Peely, flips it up and in using that 6'7" height.
I'll tell you what, Lauren Betts also has a really good internal clock in terms of getting in the paint for just over 2.5 seconds, and then she gets out if she doesn't get the basketball.
Wilkie, dangerous, didn't have the angle. Osborne, the steal, the flick ahead, beautifully done. And Rice lays it in off a gorgeous feed from Osborne. Just like that, lead back to 13. Vieta seeking an angle. Young cradles it through, can't finish it. Betts the rebound. Utah bench wanted a foul. Dugalic finishes off the fingertips on the delivery from Rice. And this has been the theme, Rebecca. Utah cuts in a little bit, gets it to single digits. Boom, UCLA goes on a 4-2 straight point scoring stretch, or in this case, a 6-0 run, an 8-0 run. That's been all night.
There's been times this game, too, where I thought Alyssa Peely has looked tired, and she did on that defensive transition as well. She got beat down the floor, and look at her now. You know, understandably, it's exhausting banging inside and trying to be strong against the bigger player.
Let's send things over to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, good news. Jenna Johnson has come out of the locker room. She's got a big gauze patch on the side of her head where she's gotten those stitches. It looks like their athletic performance coach is doing some work with her there to kind of get her moving and see how she responds. We'll let you know if she can check into this game.
All right, we'll see if she can get back on the floor for Utah. They obviously need her. And like we said, with so many players, if you're getting stitches on your head mid-game, not even considering that player being able to come back, but Johnson is about as tough as they come, as Young can't finish it, gets it back, and Betts was tracking it, but picks up the foul. That'll be number 2 on Betts. And free throws here for Young.
Deja Young had a really nice game the first time these teams met. She finished that one with 16 points, was 4 of 6 from 3. Strong guard who attacks the rim. She did a nice job there getting to the offensive glass.
Young hits the first. ESPN has a doubleheader for you. NBA doubleheader on Friday. 7:30 Eastern, Cavs in Philly to take on the Sixers. Then at 10, Bucks, T-Wolves. NBA Friday on ESPN at 7:30 and 10 Eastern on ESPN and the app.
Do you have either of those?
I don't, but I do have Suns Lakers on ABC on Sunday. Baron Davis, former UCLA star, in the building. All-American back in 1999. KD LeBron on Sunday on ABC. I got that for you.
Nice.
A steal here from Young. The corner 3 may have been partially blocked there as Lonnie White got it up. And it's going to stay here with Utah.
I think she's saying she got her hand hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Yes. Cameron Brown out. Gabriella Jaquez in for UCLA. Here's McQueen. Cutting through, gets denied by Betts. And then a whistle will go against Utah as Lauren Betts picks up another rejection.
But first, she switches onto the guard. She switches onto McQueen, is able to contain her, then comes over. This is her weak side help as she's helping off of a guard.
She's only a sophomore, Rebecca, but how about Lauren Betts as a future pro?
I think she'll be really good. When you look at a player that size, one of the big questions you have for them at the next level is their ability to defend on the perimeter when they need to at times, and she has that.
Well, that was a terrific effort from Kiki Rice. After missing the 3, following it up, sneaking around her defender, Lonnie White, and then knocking it off of her.
Tight-roping the baseline.
Jaquez. Off one leg, back iron no. Betts gets fouled, working the offensive glass as Crisp tried to stay with her. Betts, the catch, knocked out of bounds, and last hit Betts, no. They're going to stay here with UCLA. Betts 14 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, 5 rebounds. Corner 3 is good. London Jones with her 3rd 3 of the night, 11 points. Lynn Roberts told us she really feels like London Jones is the X factor for UCLA. Corey Close talked to us about that as well, her being an X factor for her team. 5 points in the first meeting, already 11 this evening.
London Jones, 5'4", the lefty just able to step right into the three. Yeah, when she is consistent from the three-point line, I mean, it's a pick your poison with UCLA and the options that they have offensively.
First in the Pac-12 in made threes is London Jones. Here's Kiki Rice. Ooh, big time smack, and then it's McQueen who takes the brunt of it after the foul as she landed on her arm hard. And we will step aside. Let's check out the mayhem moments from Friday, brought to you by Allstate. First, Utah, Colorado. Colorado up 1. Deja Young flips it up and in at the buzzer. Big win for the Utes, beating number 8 Colorado. How about UCLA, Oregon State? The finish here, wild. Dugalich's three is good. UCLA goes up 1. Then under 5 seconds to go, the scoop layup goes down. Oregon State up 1. Under 3 seconds left. Betts jumper good. Certainly that's enough to end it, right? Wrong. Talia von Oelhoffen buries a three at the buzzer. Oregon State wins it. 4 made field goals in the final 7 seconds. What a finish between Oregon State and UCLA. Just incredible action between Utah and Colorado, UCLA and Oregon State over the last week. And you see McQueen, who took a hit on the arm on the bench, still having it looked at. Oh, it was just kissed. It was. Young woman next to her on the bench kissed her arm.
Like we do with our kids
Yeah,
when they have a boo-boo?
when they have a boo-boo.
I like it.
That's right.
At what age do you stop calling it a boo-boo?
I'm still in the boo-boo phase,
Yes,
so I'm
you
not sure. You can answer that for me. I'm sure you're out of it.
No, we're not completely.
Okay, Rose is still
We'll call it
a boo-boo.
boo-boo,
Okay. Flexing that arm. You saw Johnson as well, who got the stitches in her head, waiting to come back with a New Jersey. Did you enjoy the highlight package? You had a lot to say about it.
I loved the highlight package.
Cross-court pass, Ross airmails the three. Jones, the weak side rebound. Dugalich, wow, what a pass from London Jones. Dugalich couldn't finish it.
It was right over the fingertips of the defender.
Another turnover from Utah. Osborne, great look inside, and a travel from Betts as UCLA gives it back. You know what's interesting, Rebecca, and it's a credit to Corey Close's team and the way UCLA has defended tonight. When Utah plays, and granted they're down a couple key pieces tonight with no Izzy Palmer and then Jenna Johnson going down early, but Utah plays this incredibly beautiful rhythmic style of basketball, and tonight has looked the exact opposite for them.
Yeah, they usually get so much dribble penetration, kick for threes, transition threes, and UCLA's defense certainly has taken them out of a lot of that.
Dugalich, the long rebound. Here comes Osborne. Jones will fire, and it's hit again. London Jones with her 4th three of the game. Holly Rose spotlighted London Jones in our open, and she has delivered UCLA its largest lead. It is 20. Wilkie, the reverse, no. Betts was there to defend it. Jones, will she fire again? Dumps it inside. Jaquez gets fouled. Free throws coming for Gabriela Jaquez.
London Jones just stepping into another three. She's been outstanding from the perimeter so far here.
And so much sophomore talent for UCLA. How about their recruiting class? They had 5 top 50 prospects in 2022 as we send things over to Holly Rowe.
Well, you see a lot of excitement from London Jones. She has been such a fun player to watch tonight, hitting that three, leading the Pac-12 in threes made per game. And when we talked to one of her coaches about it, Shannon LaBeouf, she said she's the most confident player on the team. There she goes again. She believes that she is the best at everything she does. Her confidence is unshakable. She thinks she's the prettiest, the smartest, and she just keeps backing it up. And I said, man, if we could all get a little of the confidence of London Jones, wouldn't we be something?
Holly, that was a nicely called three as well by you.
You're welcome. There you go.
Jones 5 of 6 from downtown, an 11-0 UCLA run. Vieta unable to finish on the interior. Here comes Jones. Oh, look out. Vieta and Jones bang into each other, and it's out of bounds to UCLA.
Just the look on her face, too. She's pointing. Give me the basketball. Steps into the three confidently as she has all night tonight. I think there was a little stare down afterwards, too.
Corey Close, she has moxie. She has shown it tonight. London Jones, 17 points, 5 of 6 from downtown. And you know what? A little stare as well.
London Jones has been absolutely terrific from the perimeter. They started the game by getting her a touch in the corner. She delivered, and then she has delivered over and over again. The 5'4" player is 5 for 6 from the three-point line, stepping in confidently and getting it done.
So efficient tonight. Just complete turnaround from the first time these teams met when London was 2 for 9 from the floor and had just 5 points. And UCLA has completely dominated this game. They have a 24-point lead. In the corner, Jones, not that time. And more work done on the offensive glass from Christine Iwala.
I like the decision, though, to go to the hot hand right out of the timeout.
Oh, Johnson's back in. You could see the stitches on the right side of the head of Jenna Johnson, who is not wearing normal 22 jersey, instead has taken Rebecca Lobo's uniform.
The number 50 looks good on her.
She asked permission? I mean, how about Johnson, though, back in this game? Took an elbow from Iwala earlier in the game and dealt with a lot of blood, obviously enough blood that she needed stitches in her head. They're down 25, and she still comes back in.
Yeah, I wondered if they might not put her back in just because the deficit was so large.
Right. Certainly fair to wonder that, as Young can't hit the three. Rice soars in for the rebound. Osborne up the floor. Dugalich, no, got it back. Tied up by Vieta, and Utah has the possession arrow. UCLA on an extended 18-2 run. That after Utah had cut it to 9. UCLA started this game on a 12-0 run. Healy positions inside, can't flip it in, but a tough night for one of the nation's best, Alyssa Peely.
You can feel the frustration for her. This is a player who's typically very efficient, and today only 3 for 10.
McQueen bounces it away. Another turnover, the 15th for Utah. Corey Close wants Kiki Rice catching and shooting more. That's a goal for her, at least 2 more catch and shoot attempts per game. Really improved in that department. Osborne, yeah, sure.
I think in a night like tonight, she wouldn't mind London Jones having about 10 more catch and shoots.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that was Osborne, but holy cow.
Peely says, I'll take it, and gets the roll. Alyssa Peely, 12 points, 9 rebounds.
One of the very rare mid-range jumpers that we see a player from Utah take.
They took just 2 total in the first meeting between these teams. Rice throws it to the UCLA bench where no one is eligible to catch it. Out of bounds to Utah.
It's a Utah team that averages 81 points per game on the season, 12th in the nation, and they are just really struggling to score here tonight.
Vieira backs it away. Johnson, 2 seconds left. Vieira deep launch, and that will do it for the third. What a third it was for Corey Close's team. Holly Rowe will chat with the UCLA head coach. When we come back, it is all Bruins at Pauley Pavilion. A 25-point lead over number 18 Utah, and everybody getting involved. Standard, how about that man? John Wooden statue standing proudly outside Pauley Pavilion. Moments ago, Holly Rowe caught up with UCLA head coach Corey Close.
Coach Close, this has been a really great defensive effort from your team tonight. Utah's one of the best scoring teams in the country. You've held them to 34 points through 3 quarters. What has stood out about that effort?
Well, I think it's our mental focus. We know what we're taking away, and we wanted to take away the three-point line. I don't know what they've gotten in that third quarter, but they only had 6 attempts in the first half, and that's huge for us. We'd rather them go with contested twos than give up any three-point attempts, and that's been the focus.
For you guys offensively, we've seen a really balanced effort. Who do you want to see kind of ride through this fourth quarter?
Well, we need to play through Lauren Betts and then Charisma and Kiki. They've got to get us really quality shots. I thought Charisma was great at the end of that shot clock, knowing what her hunted shot is. Her mid-range to that direction is great, but we got to give Lauren touches. She may not be able to score, but it's going to create great inside-out opportunities.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you, Holly.
Well, Corey Close talked about limiting those attempts from 3 for a good friend Lynn Roberts' team. Yeah, they've done it tonight. Just 13 three-point attempts through 3 quarters for a Utah team that averages 29 attempts per game.
And some of it is counterintuitive defensively. You're used to being in help side, and if somebody comes with dribble penetration, you leave your player to come over and stop that. And against Utah, often you don't want to because they're dribble penetrating in order to pass it back out for the 3. And UCLA's guards in particular have been really disciplined in understanding what Corey Close wants them to do tonight defensively.
UCLA outscored Utah 20-9 in that third.
Lauren Betts is open.
Osborne drives it, can't finish it, and the rebound McQueen for Utah.
And you heard Corey Close mention, you know, we want to play through Lauren Betts. She only had 1 touch, 1 field goal attempt in that third quarter.
Wilkie to the corner. Yeah, we'll back it out. McQueen, 2 to shoot. McQueen's not going to get a shot off. It's been that kind of night. I mean, how many possessions? I can't think of a single Utah possession where it looked like they had rhythm, flow offensively,
yes.
Drive and kick, swing, swing.
Yes, and all of that is UCLA's defense. That time a great switch by Lauren Betts onto the guard. And then again, the perimeter defenders have stayed home and not allowed three-point shooters to get free.
16 turnovers now for Utah. Utah, one of the nation's best in assist-to-turnover ratio, as Dugalich misses, but tonight just 7 turnovers with their 7 assists with their 16 turnovers. And you take a look at how meek their offensive output has been tonight. especially relative to their season averages. It's just not even in the ballpark.
It's the grind, too, of when you're in your conference schedule in late February. This is the second time you're playing the same opponent, and teams just know what each other does, and they know how to limit it. We were talking earlier today, I think Utah is going to be a team, because of their sort of unique style that they play, that could be a really tough out in the NCAA tournament when they get out of conference and they get opponents who aren't used to going against what they typically do.
I mean, remember, if not for missed free throws, they beat LSU last year in the Sweet 16. They had that game in hand, and sort of a calamity of mistakes opened the door for LSU down the stretch.
Yes. I'd like to see Lauren Betts get a touch. I thought the last two possessions she had position, and there we go.
There you go, a couple touches. Betts can't finish it. Squirts off Betts' leg, out of bounds to Utah.
But just in terms of the balance that Corey Close is looking for, in terms of her guards being aggressive and attacking offensively and still getting Betts touches. When she got the first touch and passed it back out, there was an open three there, and they went back in. But they need to continue to work on that. Overall, this game, though, I think they've done an outstanding job of balancing those two things.
How about UCLA as a team, Rebecca? This is a team that was #2 in the nation early in the year, started 14-0. Betts deals with illness and then an undisclosed medical issue. Now she's back, obviously. I mean, how good can this UCLA team be?
This is a Final Four caliber team. It's a team that has everything you look for offensively and defensively, as you see another London Jones three. But what we've learned is the one piece that they cannot go without if they want to win a championship or make it to the Final Four is Lauren Betts.
London Jones ties her career high with 6 made threes. She now has 20 points tonight.
London Jones coming down the floor. Look at her hands in the air. She knows she's going to spray out to the three-point line, and she's feeling it. Give her the basketball. She's on one tonight.
15 two-edge and fast break points for UCLA. Healy faces up short. Rice now off and running for UCLA. Rice gets fouled by Peely. Kiki Rice is going to shoot too. Yeah, it's interesting. You look at the talent of UCLA, right? And I mean, they have serious top-tier talent. You look at Rice, Osborne, Jones, around Betts. And some good role players as well. Dugalich, even if you look at the way Iwala rebounds off the bench. No doubt we could see them in Cleveland come April.
Yeah, this is a complete team. And one of the issues they had earlier in the season was taking care of the basketball. I mean, in this game, they've done a great job. Only 11 turnovers. Made very good decisions on the offensive end.
Step back three from McQueen, won't go. Peely the rebound and gets fouled. Alyssa Peely, who gets frustrated at times, understandably so, with the lack of free throws she shoots because she's so strong that she's one of those players who a lot of times absorbs contact that would otherwise be a foul, but doesn't get the whistle necessarily because it's harder for the officials to see because she doesn't get displaced.
The same amount of contact that barely makes her blink sends many other players to the ground.
Right.
Just strong, great base, strong frame.
And she's had a tougher night tonight, but loved talking with Lynn Roberts about her, and she just said, you know, she truly, the best thing about her is she just cares about winning. Jones, not that time, said she doesn't care if she has to score 30 for us to win or 10 for us to win. She just wants to win. And she said last year, when she transferred over as Peely finishes there, she was a little shy. Now, Peely owns the locker room. Said it's pretty good to have your best player be someone who only cares about winning and is a true leader in the locker room.
That time she just turned and like maybe cursed under her breath. It's just been one of those frustrating evenings.
One of those evenings where you'd opt for the running clock.
Yeah. Great pass.
Oh, yeah, and Peely gets fouled by Rice.
The prior possession here, just, this is a tough, tough finish with the left hand, floating it off the backboard. That's where we saw her be so impressive. Score 37 against South Carolina earlier this year, continually scoring over bigger, longer defenders.
Holly?
Well, Alyssa Peely got started playing basketball because she lived in Alaska and there was not a lot to do during the winter. It would get dark early outside, it was cold. And so her dad would take her and her family to a gym. She's like, that was our winter activity. It would be my dad, my uncles, all my cousins, the whole family in this one gym in Alaska. That's where we kind of found our refuge during winters in a cold place. And she said, I've just fallen in love with the game. She's a different style of player, but one really cool thing, everywhere she's gone on the road this year, other people who are like her have come to show up and see her play.
Really awesome, her journey to becoming this star at Utah, as London Jones hits another three, a new career high for London Jones. 7 made threes. She has 23 points. And a foul here on Dugalich. It's also a new career high in points for London Jones.
Points and threes made. She's shooting 70% from three.
Holly Rowe knew what she was doing when she highlighted London in the Open.
I thought she was just going to highlight whoever was under 5'6".
Well, she does tend to do that. Ooh. Another turnover, 19 for Utah. You can see Jones still wants. She wants more.
She does. You see her hands?
Yeah,
they were ready.
Vieita's like doing her best to just try and deny her the basketball. And Vieita had done a terrific job on Jones in their first meeting, but London Jones has won that matchup tonight. Vieita face guarding Jones right now. Osborne bunny hops into a jumper. Charisma Osborne in double figures. She also has 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Peely tosses it underneath. Layup won't go for Johnson, nor for McQueen. Does Jones get another look here? Osborne off to Brown. Uwala, and a whistle against Utah. Will step aside. 4:40 to go in the fourth. It is all Bruins.
London with 2N Jones has just had an incredible evening here in LA. 7 of 10 from the 3-point line. Go ahead, girl.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to hearing from you after this contest goes final. The result certainly is no longer in doubt. UCLA a 31-point lead on Utah with 4:40 to go in this fourth quarter. Remember, the first time these teams met, the game went into overtime. And Rebecca, what's so interesting is these games for these jumbled up teams in the Pac-12, there's a lot on the line as we start to get closer and closer towards seeding in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, without question. I mean, Lynn Roberts was telling us, you know, we're a 5 seed right now. We want to get up to a 4 so that we can host, especially for them when they have the altitude that plays in their favor, if they can get some home games.
Shot clock down to 2. Young turns it over. A shot clock violation, 20th turnover of the night for Utah.
We talked about Lauren Betts and her ability to step out and defend on the perimeter. Watch her here. She steps out. She's defending Kennedy McQueen. You heard Drea talk about her at half. She's in her stance. She's moving her feet and then still able to come over and help and get the block shot. She really does move well laterally, especially for a 6'7" player.
14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks for Lauren Betts as we send things over to Holly.
Well, Corey Close and UCLA track something that they call passion plays. And that's stuff like deflections, rebounding out of your area, assist screens, all the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet. And this week's winner was Lauren Betts. She got this big, beautiful blue and gold belt. It's back in the locker room. It looks like a big wrestling belt or a boxer's belt. And they got to present that to her today after watching her performance in the last game. All those little plays, all the hustle things that she is doing is making UCLA hard to beat right now. And Lauren Betts, a tough guard, but even more importantly, when she plays with passion, it's impacting winning for this UCLA team.
Yeah, I mean, you could just say the way her being back impacts everybody, something we've talked about that Corey Close brought up to us. The way just having her on the interior creates shots for her teammates as Osborne checks out along with Cameron Brown.
I want to say, I think this has been a really well-officiated game.
Yeah.
And in a well-meaning attempt a season ago to sort of celebrate the anniversary of Title IX, we had a all-female officiating group at the Final Four. All the 12 officials there were females. And my hope is that this year we have the 12 best officials at the Final Four, even if some of them are men, because all of the players on the court are women, and they absolutely deserve the best. And I would imagine that in the top 12 officials in women's college basketball, some of them are probably males. And if they deserve to be there, they should be there.
Marquez banks it in. .33-point UCLA lead, 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down here with Utah. And a frustrating night for Lynn Roberts. I mean, rarely does the Utah offense look anything like this. Lonnie White drains a 3.
And in 3 days, they get the opportunity to play USC. It's not like it gets any easier.
Right. That's the thing. You just look at these Pac-12 matchups. Every team is so good. Oregon State, Colorado, these two teams, USC, and Rice rattles in a 3.
The league-leading Stanford.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Talked about Washington State being ranked for the first time in 3 decades plus. Oh. A whistle underneath. Rebecca, let's tie a bow a little bit on this night for Utah, because this is a team that, yes, we know they're never going to be the fully formed version of themselves this season because of the injury to Neepkins, their second best player, their second leading scorer. We know that. But you talked about it before. Tonight, notwithstanding, the style they play, it's a team that has also had a lot of success against some top teams this season. You think they're going to be really difficult come tournament time for teams that maybe don't play them in conference, that haven't scouted their style and how often they shoot threes.
And most teams don't have a team within their own conference that is super similar to Utah, where they can say, all right, this our scouting report, our game plan is going to be similar to when we play X. They're just that unique of a style in which they play. And you know, Jenna Johnson going out in this game, she could have been the worst player probably for Utah to lose for significant time, because of she's the one who can really battle inside with Lauren Betts. And yes, she's giving up 5 inches, and Betts still would have had a lot of success. But that's the player that, being out in this matchup, was the worst one for Utah to lose.
You can see even the New Jersey is bloodied there for Jenna Johnson, peeling out of the game as well. There's Rice wiggling through. Jones kicks it out. Jaquez Barrels in, insists her way to the cup. UCLA is going to have a lot to feel great about reviewing this game. And everybody else across the country certainly going to take notice to the performance tonight and what's possible for these Bruins. Rice just in and out. Wilkie gets free and lays it in. Final minute from Pauley Pavilion. Utah, a season high 21 turnovers tonight. If it holds, they'll have tied a season high, season low with just 8 assists. Marquez, she has an uncanny ability to just turn and hit in those in-between areas.
And with a launch that's just over her head, doesn't have a ton of arc on the shot from inside either.
Five-second difference game in shot clock. White denied inside. Loose ball. Ross scoops it up and lays it in. Shot clock now turned off, and UCLA can dribble it out. An impressive and authoritative win for the UCLA Bruins. 82-52 the final tonight, as number 12 UCLA thumps number 18 Utah. Coming up next, it's Sports Center with SVP. For our producer, Kerry Callahan, our director, Jimmy Clapp, a couple of Hall of Famers, Holly Rowe and Rebecca Lobo. I'm Ryan Rucco saying so long from Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles. SVP coming at you with Sports Center.